with great love and respect in my heart, I welcome you to this beautiful Sunday morning. Thank you for taking this time to be in the company of like-minded friends. It's a beautiful, foggy morning at Upasana. Days are beautiful, perfect weather. Before we begin, let's take a moment to arrive. Wherever you are, just be comfortable, settle down. Lighten your mind and close your eyes. As you settle down, hold this image of as if sand is settling in a glass of water. All the restlessness, anxiousness, just settling down. Your body acquires lightness, softness. Breath coming in and breath going out. Pay attention to the smoothness, the ease of the breath flowing in and flowing out. Invite that calmness in your eyes. As your eyes become calm, facial muscles relax even more, open like a flower. Relax your neck, shoulders, spine. Soften the belly and just get grounded, grounded. Imagine the breath rising from the navel towards the heart. As you breathe out, attention comes back to the navel. As the breath rises, beautiful lotus opens in your heart. As the breath goes out, the lotus closes. For the next few breaths, keep opening the lotus of the heart and closing it with each breath. Once the lotus is open, pause the breath for a moment. The golden light sitting atop the lotus. And release the breath before you stress out. Pause it again. Imagine little expansion and release. Now we move our attention towards the third eye. Thinking of your eyes being still, let the mind rest in the center of the forehead. Pause the breath. Focus deeply. Bright white light turning blue in the center of the forehead. Gently open your eyes. Thank you for taking this time. May I live in the world in such a way that I receive everyone's blessings. May I live in the world in such a way that I receive everyone's blessings. We all know blessings are very important for our well-being, for our happiness. How do we receive someone's blessing? Through any of our acts. If a little joy, little happiness arises in someone else's heart, the vibration coming out of their being touches us in the form of blessings. Baba's word, seek your happiness in the smiles of others. In order to bring a little joy in someone else's heart, my life has to be a life of service. Instead of always living in the world with this thought, what makes me happy? If I can just turn it around, what can make the other person next to me happy? I may not even know the person. We all do that. You are standing in the grocery store, somebody's looking a little restless, you let him go ahead of you. You're driving, you let somebody pass, pull over. Those little things bring a little ease, little respite, little joy in others' heart. The moment they experience that, the vibration coming out of their being touches you in the form of blessing. Not only people. You are walking around and you see a plant that looks a little wilted. You notice it. You give a little water. You look at a place that looks a little unkempt. You make it a little beautiful. You are receiving the blessing of that plant. You are receiving the blessing of those grounds that you have just beautified. Somebody is thirsty, you give him a glass of water. If you look at it, all these acts require us not only focus on ourselves, but putting our attention towards the other. This is the life of service. And as we live this life, this kind of life, we constantly receive blessings. A person who lives with this kind of mindset, little blessings become much more. It reminds me of a little story that we were told as a child. Once in a village, there was drought. People had nothing left in their house. A mendicant came in that village asking for alms. This woman, old woman, all she had in her house that was left was a carrot, little shriveled up carrot. That's all she had. She gave that carrot to the mendicant. Next year, rains came and everybody lived happily. When the woman died, the angels came and they said, "You come to heaven." She said, "Because you had given a carrot as an alms to this mendicant, that good deed will take you to heaven." The carrot appeared and he said, "Grab onto the carrot and this will take you to heaven." She grabbed onto the carrot started rising. Somebody next door neighbor saw that. He grabbed onto her leg. And then there was a chain of people ascending to heaven. When the woman saw a big chain, the whole village down below, she said, "Not because of my carrot you are coming to heaven." And she started shaking her leg and she let go of the carrot from her own hand. Everybody fell. Not because of my carrot. So, sometimes we have this kind of attitude, I have some little thing just because I don't want to give it to you. It's mine. Not because of my carrot, you're not going to. You have something that can bring a little joy to somebody else. It may take a little discomfort in parting with it. I give it to them. Yeah, be happy. Or sometimes even making these acts of sacrifice, giving something to somebody else, takes a little act of sacrifice. Yes, I can have it. It'll bring me a little joy, but I give it to somebody else. They can enjoy it. Every time we do an act of service, it does require some sacrifice. Finding that joy in giving. Whatever you want to give with an open heart. If you give something with a little discomfort in your heart, a little tightening in your heart, that giving is not as good. Give with the joy. Wait. How light our heart feels when we do something to make someone happy. Again, this act has to come from the fullness of our heart, not from a calculative mind. That if I give you this, you'll become happy, then you will do something for me. That's that's not really true giving. Give something from the openness of your heart. Not because you have to, not because it's your dharma, not because you want to gain somebody's praise, or you want to write your name in the newspaper or have a plaque. Whatever you do, just do it from the fullness of the heart, that it will bring somebody happiness. And this is the best way to receive blessing. Again, we are doing it not because I will receive the blessing either. That thought is not even there. The blessing does come. The blessing does come. But I'm not doing it to receive the blessing. I'm grateful. So whether it is an act of letting somebody pass, or stepping out of the line, put somebody else in front of you, or give something that you think you will enjoy, but somebody needs it more, giving it to them. These are all acts that come from that fullness, the fullness overflowing. Fullness overflowing. If some of you remember, that used to be the tagline of our ashram. Jeanette is sitting there, I see her. It was Jeanette's. She coined up that term, how to say sadhana and seva in a simple way. Through sadhana, through our spiritual practice, we connect with the fullness, which is already there. And the overflowing of that fullness is selfless service. Please know, you are absolutely whole. You are complete unto yourself. This is how you are born. As we grow up with all kinds of social structures, we begin to experience lack of something. Then we try to fulfill that, and life goes on. Through our spiritual practice, through our satsangs, through our keeping good company, we are reminded of our true self. Our natural state of being is we are complete unto ourselves. Nothing from outside is lacking. If I'm experiencing lack, it is because of some mind-held idea that I need this to be happy. We do not need anything from outside to be happy. It's all within. How good it feels if I just holding the word contentment in our mind, we take a nice deep breath. Feel that contentment. Sometimes we have everything. An idea comes in the mind, I will not be happy without it. Now we go running, chasing it. If we have everything, we latch on to somebody else's unhappiness, then we try to fix that. And until that is done, that becomes a little source of irritation for me. Please know, every soul has come alone and leaves alone. Every soul has its own journey. If I can do something to make somebody's journey a little smoother, I do it. If I cannot, then I have to just take a step back and not carry that burden on our own shoulders. Be that our parents, be that our child, our spouse, our friends, whoever. I can do whatever I can do, then take a step back. Allow that soul to experience and go through its own journey. I know many people must be thinking we all are very sensitive and caring people, and we hold on to somebody else's suffering, and now we try to solve it, and there is only so much we can do for that. Looking at who is in front of me, each one of you are very caring people. You have kind heart. You do whatever you can. But please also remember that every soul has its own journey. And you have your own journey. And your journey is to connect with that fullness and let it overflow. If somebody has some more expectations of you, some more expectations from, and you are aware of it, if you can do something by connecting with your fullness, your gratefulness, if you can do something, you do, but don't let it be a cause of unhappiness because you cannot fill somebody else's expectation. There are also those in our lives, no matter what you do, they are never happy. They always want more. No matter how much you do, that will never be fulfilled. So you have to draw the line that whatever you are not doing from a place of irritation. Do whatever you can do with the fullness of your heart. And somebody, because of your carrot, if they are ascending, let them ascend. May the chain be longer. May the people from the next village can come. If somebody can have a little joy because of your little sacrifice, go for it. May I live in the world in such a way that I receive everyone's blessing. Instead of staying focused on what makes me happy, if I just turn the focus, what makes the other person to be happy, it shifts the whole paradigm. Very simple. There's adjustment we have to do in our own thoughts, in our own thinking, in our own being, and it begins to give a whole new meaning to life. I know there are many people who try to make others very happy. They're called people pleasers. I'm not talking about you being a people pleaser, because people pleasers are coming from a place of having low self-esteem and try to please. Look at that too. Whatever you are going to do for the other, you are doing from the fullness, without expectation that they will be happy, then they will be nice to me. You are happy by yourself. You don't need anybody else's approval. Staying connected with your fullness, living in the world with the attitude, what can I do to make you feel a little more whole? Anyway, this was the thought that I was walking around and came to me. And I just shared with you, nothing new, you all know it, but just look at the little shift of the attitude. What can I do to make the other happy? Thank you all. This simple little thing I shared with you, it's much more than what I say, just to greet each other, see each other. Makes a beautiful day. I would love to hear what's on your mind.